Well, hello and welcome to Lehigh Valley with Love.com Live, the show that we record in a warehouse, pretend it's somewhere local. If you're not familiar with Lehigh Valley with Love.com, we'd like to give you a minute and check it out. So go ahead. On tap this week, we have a guy with a mailbox covered in tampons, a mom who hacked into the school computers to change her kids' grades, and a guy who doesn't like lager. On to our first story. When I was about 8 or 9 years old, I stumbled upon my sister's empty tampon box. I reached inside and pulled out the instructions, read them, and my life was forever changed. I walked outside and saw my friends playing hide and seek, and I gathered them around and said, "Guys, are you sitting down for this?" And they were all probably as surprised as the guy in our next story. A Schnecksville man called police Friday after finding numerous tampons on his mailbox. The incident, which state police are classifying as disorderly conduct, took place between 10:30 p.m. Thursday and 2 a.m. Friday. Who calls the police for this? In my book, this is a quality prank, and the world is a happier place because of it. But you know who's not happy? The bro in our next story who didn't want any yingling. Now, I like all beer. Some of my friends like craft beer, and that's totally fine. But what I don't like are people who are craft beer snobs that need all of their beer imported from Turkmenistan. There's something nice about a natty ice on a warm summer evening. Just ask this guy. A young Heidelberg Township man on Monday admitted knocking out a friend at a house party in January after the victim, who suffered a skull fracture and brain bleeding, arrived with the wrong kind of beer. Jeremy Kegaris pleaded guilty to simple assault, a misdemeanor that carries up to 2 years in prison. Kegaris had given Antonio Enzillo $15 to buy beer and wasn't happy when Enzillo came back with the wrong kind, according to testimony. Enzillo was asked to buy it because Kegaris is underage. Big surprise. What type of beer did he buy? Asked the judge. He bought Yingling. He was supposed to buy light beer, said Kegaris' attorney. When I was 19, I wouldn't have cared what this guy brought back to the party. He could have brought Schlitz Summer Pale Ale Vomit for all I cared. Why the anger, bro? Now on to some white-collar crime. In the classic 1980s movie Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Ferris hacks into his school's mainframe so he can change his grades. And anybody who's seen that movie probably said, "Man, I'd love to be able to do that." Well, somebody's mom recently did. Catherine Venesto, a former Northwestern Lehigh School District employee, used her knowledge of the district's computer system and the superintendent's password to change her children's grades. Her daughter went from a failing grade to a medical exemption, and her son went from a grade of 98% to an even more impressive 99%. When state police detectives interviewed Venesto, she said she logged onto the system because she was bored and curious. You know what else she could have done when she was curious and bored? She could have got her daughter some Hooked on Phonics. It worked for me. And I'm sure her son's going to be thanking her on his college applications when he's going from a 98 to a 99 and explaining why his mom's in federal prison. And now, on to our Lehigh Valley with Love special story of the week involving a flaming male appendage. Now, I don't know about you guys out there, but the last thing I'd ever like to do with my man parts is to light them on fire and to go ahead and throw them at a... what? Caulk. Like the stuff you buy at Lowe's. Caulk. Okay, it's caulk. It's going to make this story a little bit less interesting. Someone set a tube of caulk on fire Thursday and then threw it at a Lower Macungie Township home. Resident Timothy Stevens of Canterbury Drive told officers that it occurred sometime between 12 and 7 a.m. I was really pumped that this was something else, but hey, caulk is caulk. Well, that's all we got for you this time. Check us out online on Facebook and Twitter. Check out LehighValleyMirror.com. Be sure to be safe during Music Fest or we will report about you. And keep it classy, Lehigh Valley.